Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of this series Python Beginner to Master. So guys, till now we have completed 20 episode of this series, and today in the 21st episode I am going to describe you the new topic, that is iterator in the Python. So here we are going to understand what these iterators are and how we can create, and how many types of iterators are there built in into iterators, or we can create our own iterators by using some line of code. So those all we are going to understand here one by one. So stay tuned and just watch all this concept till the end of this video. So let's start it. So guys, as usual, the first question comes in mind is like, what is this iterator? So this is the definition. You can see an iterator is an object that contains a countable number of values. So see this definition very carefully. So this is nothing but an object. An iterator is nothing but an object. So this point you have to make a note. This is an object and it contains a countable number of values. Countable number of values, it is saying countable number of values. It means it is going to have more than one value, so we can consider one iterator as a kind of list, kind of array, because it is going to have more than one values, so it is kind of container which is going to contain lots of values. So those values we can count. That is why it is called as countable number of values. So those values will not be uncountable, those will be countable. So see the definition once again. An iterator is an object. This is an object, not in a class, not in a function. It is what? It is an object, and it contains a countable number of values. Values means it can contain more than one values which are countable. So you can consider this whole definition as an iterators is kind of container which can contain more than one values, and those values are countable values. So this is the definition of this iterator. Now let's see the example. So there are few examples, like we have already gone through the inbuilt data structure of Python. So those are what? List, tuples, dictionary, and sets. So these all we have already covered in our previous episodes. So if you guys are not watched that episode, so I am going to link that episode in the right top section. So from there you can find this video episode and you can watch it again to have the better understanding. Now, so these data structures are, you can say, these are the iterable objects. Now, when we are saying something is iterable, then what it means? It simply means those containers are having more than one value, and we can traverse their elements one by one by using some looping statement like for loop, while loop. So we can use those loops to iterate through each of the value of the of that particular iterator. So let's suppose in the list we have there are 10 numbers, or we want to access those 10 numbers, we want to offer those 10 numbers. So basically we use the for loop statement there. So with the help of the for loop, we just access each element of the list, and we apply our operation on that, and we just simply process it. So that is called of that all it comes because of the iterator. We are iterating the something there just to access all the elements of the container. So that is why it is called as the iterators. So this was the its behavior of the iterator. Now talk about the technically, like how these iterators are defined inside the uh, Python. So technically in Python, an iterator is an object. Again, it is saying it is an object. We have already understood this is an object which implements the iterator protocol. So there are two iterator protocol, guys. You have to make a note for this. So what this iterator protocol are? So there are basically two iterator protocol. Is that any object which is going to be pretend like an iterator, so that must have the implementation of iter method. This is the short form of iteration method, and the next method. So let's suppose we have defined any object, and in that if we have implemented these two methods there, so that class or object is going to behave like an iterators. So I will show you like how we can create the custom iterator and how we can use the already inbuilt iterator there. So let me show you this by example. So for example, I am going to take an example of a list. I am going to have one list. Let me have the A L1. We can have this is the list, and in this list we are going to have few values like 1, sorry, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this value we have. Now we want to print its square value, and we want to iterate through each of the values. So how we can do that? So basically we use for x in list 1. So here we know like this is a iterable. That is why we are able to iterate through each of the element. So we want is square. So how we can do that? So simply we need to print. We can print x into x. So let me show you this. You can see here square of 2 is 4, 3 is 9, 4 is 16, and 5 is 25. So this way we are just iterating through each of the element of this particular list. That is why this list is called as iterable. In the same way, other built-in data structure like tuples and dictionary and sets, we can iterate through each of the element. That is why this comes under the category of iterable. Now talk about the custom iterable, how we can create the custom iterator. So let me show you the way. So how we can create the custom iterator. So for that, what you need to do, you just need to create a class. You just need to create an class, and in that class we are going to implement two method. One is uh, double underscore iterator itr, and another is the next method. So these two method we have to implement in our custom class. So let me show you how we can do that. So guys, I'm going to create one class here, my uh, custom. Let me make the proper name, custom iterator. So this is the class name I just created. So I have already described you how to create the class in a previous episode. If you have not watched, so you have to watch that first, then only you will able to understand how can create the class here. So I created the one class, and here I'm going to implement the definition that iterator protocol, that is the ITR. This method we have to implement, and we have to implement one more method, that is next. So these two methods we have to implement it here. So let me show you how we can do that. So here we can see we have to use these two. So these are nothing but the predefined method. So we need to use the def because we are going to override its definition. So here you can see, and I have already described like every method inside the class will have at least one argument, that will be the self. This is not the mandatory, but you can have other argument if you want. You can have instead of self, you can take like own and other also. So for simplicity, I am making it self. So here also we want the self. And let's suppose I am going to have one variable here, self dot a, or you can say the number you can have self dot number equals to 1. So first time it's the value of number, or you can say the value of a is equal to 1, and in the next time it should be 2. So how we can do that? First of all, we will take the copy of this x equals to self dot a. So this is the copy I have taken here, and I'm going to use increment this a value, self dot a equals to, or you can keep like that, plus 1. Here I'm incrementing it by 1, and I'm returning it, returning x. So this way guys, I just created a new function, that is next. It is just incrementing the existing value of a. So you can see I have implemented the iter method and the next method here. This is an example just to show the next number here, next count number. Now I'm going to create the object of this class. So let me create the object, number equals to my iterator. So you can see this way we can create the class, and I'm going to call this first time, then what I will get. So if I will call first time, so it will give me the value, what is the first value. So you want to get the next value, so for that we need to use print, and there is a next method. So this is the predefined method uh, provided by the Python. With the help of this, we can get the next value of the iterator. So here I am going to pass it. So first time I have called it, so definitely it is going to give us the first value, that is nothing but the 1. If I am going to call it again, so the next time it is going to give me the next value, and that next value will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. In the same way it is going to increment it, and this time it will print the 3. So let me show you this by running this code. Oh, was showing one error here. Let me see the error. My custom iterator object has no attribute A. Let me check why this is so. I think we are missing something here. So this next method we have called here, but this A variable is not available because of, okay, this particular method is not called. That is why it is showing like that. This variable A is not available there. So let me call this method first, then after we can have. So let me make it like this object. You can say class object. Anything you want, you can keep it like class object. Any name you want, you can keep this class object. And with the help of this class object, we are going to call this first method, that is the iterator, ITER. So this method we are going to call, and in this method we are going to pass this one, and we are going to have the number. So let me show you if this time it is working or not. Still it is not working because there is some issue again. Let me see. It is saying like this iterator function is not there. So I guess we have missed this line. That is why it was showing like that. So here in this line number 6, we have to return one object of this self object. So here I have mentioned this one. So you can see this method is returning the object, the class itself, and here also we are getting the object, but this time it is just incrementing the value and it is giving the next value. So here you can see, so we just created the class object and we just passed this object to this particular iter method. Now you can see here, so this method is a predefined method which is available in we just overridden, we have just overridden this particular method here, but this is already available in the Python itself. We just overridden it just for our class here. So you can see this we are passing this object class object here, and it is returning us the object, and in that object we are going to increment it with the help of next method. So we have called it 3 times, so that is why it is going to give the value 3 times. Let me show you. So you can see here 1 2 3. So in the same way, if we are going to have fourth time, fifth time, so how many times you are going to use, so it is going to give you the next value. So it is going to give 1 2 3 4 5, means it is not going to be stopped at any position, at any line. So this is continuously it is going to give you the next number. So what about if you want to stop it? What about if you want to stop it? So if you want to stop it till particular condition, so definitely you can provide the if else condition in the next statement. So here I'm going to show you. So friends, here you can see here, to stop the particular custom iteration, we have to use the statement stop iteration. Stop iteration statement we have to use. Then after that iteration will get stopped. Let me show you by practical here. So let's suppose I want this next to be work only for 4 times or 5 times. So I can use it here one condition like if. So if I'm going to check here, if self dot a equals to 4. So I'm going to print this, increment this till it becomes the, it is less than the 5. So this condition I can use there, and apply the condition here. So this will come under this if condition. So let me make the proper indentation, and after that we are using the else. So in else block we have to stop. So here we can return that statement. So that statement is what? Stop iteration. So with this statement, it is going to stop this iteration. It is not going to return anything. So here we have to return the x, but in the else block, it is going to stop. And if you want, you can have the print statement also, so that we can get the acknowledgement like it is stopped. It is stopped due to its limit reached. So this way guys, we can see here we can create the stoppable iterator because with the help of stop iteration statement. Now I am going to use it in the for loop also we can use it. No need to use this again and again. So let me use in the for x in number. So this is the iterable, this becomes the iterable, that is why we can use it here. Now I'm going to print x here, print the x. So let me show you how this is working. Oh, it is showing the it is reached. Limit is reached every time means something we have missed. It is showing infinite loop. Let me see the line where we are missing something. So I think we are doing some mistake here because this particular line is not getting executed. So as here you can see we are just stopping the iteration. So instead of using the return, we can use raise here. So because we are raising this situation like the this condition like once this limit is reached, so we have to raise this hand like stop iteration flag, then only it will get stopped. Let me show it again. Yes, it is working. You can see here it is showing only 1, 2, 3, 4, and for the fifth it is not showing because we have the condition here. So till fourth it is going to show you, but once it becomes 5, it is going to stop the operation. So this way guys you can create the your own iterator, and you can apply the stop iteration condition as well. So for this episode, this much guys, and in the coming episode, episode number 22, I am going to describe you the next topic, that is the module in Python, how we can create the module in the Python. So till now, as usual, it is a one favorable thing. Like if you have not yet subscribed our channel, so don't forget to subscribe it. And if you have any question or query, so you can ask those in our WhatsApp number, and you can also ask in the comment as well. If you have any suggestions, so you can give in the comment as well. And if you want to follow us in our social media, so you can search Planet for Tech in all the social platform. And we have already launched our Android application and iOS application, so you can search our Android application in the Google Play Store by typing the Planet for Tech. So there you will find this logo, so that denotes like this is our app. So from there you can also install it and you can register yourself. So once you will register, so you will be able to see all our videos and all our coming efforts in that in a single app. You can see all those videos one by one. So there we have created lots of free of the resources, so there is no need to pay a single coin. You will be able to see all those free of cost. So thank you guys, thank you so much for watching.